WrestleMania 20, Maddie. What memories do you have of this card?
Dude, I remember the guard, and I remember just anytime, every 10 years it used to be, you'd get WrestleMania in New York. At least it was
Hmm.
the first, I guess, 20, 30 years, whatnot. But you're looking at it, dude, this match card, and you gotta remember this was a different time. This was, you had Benoit on top, Eddie on top. You had the thing that stands out to me is what we're looking at: Goldberg, Brock Lesnar. What should have been a dream match.
Yeah,
What should have been a dream match.
that was definitely a tough spot. The crowd definitely turned on that match because they knew that somebody, if not both of them, were on their way out the door. So that match definitely did not go the way that anyone envisioned or dreamed, and certainly I don't think even if it happened today, right, that match would not be going the way that we had hoped. So uh, again, there are some parts of this that are not, again, flaws.
Right.
But if you just look at it from a star power perspective, I mean, you do have Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, undeniably two of the biggest stars that have ever been. You got John Cena, Taker, Kane, Shawn, Hunter, Benoit, Eddie, Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho. I mean, dude, the Rock and Sock connection, Evolution. This thing is absolutely stacked to the gills.
Legends top to bottom, man. And all these different intertwined storylines. You even look at even the women's match. It's a different time, but you have Sable back in the company, which a lot of
Mhm.
people never thought they'd see after the big sexual allegations, all that stuff. And yeah, this is kind of what we were talking about earlier, the Goldberg Brock match. This is the first time I really ever remember the dirt sheets playing effect with the home crowd. How would you ever think that many people would have known that was going to be Brock's last match, Goldberg's last match? Just a lot of behind the scenes stuff we used to not get, but this is the first one I remember that you saw a crowd turn on them like that.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. That might be the first time I remember that as well, because that's not the tip that you would have gotten if you would have called Old Mean Gene on the
No,
WCW hotline. What was it? 1-900-909-99. I swear that's the number for the WCW hotline.
right? No,
Do not try to call that because I am not responsible for whoever picks up that line. It could be something that you don't want to hear. But yeah, man, that's really interesting because now today presently just the last episode, right, we were talking about the possibility that John Cena is not going to have any more appearances on the road to WrestleMania 41, and that's almost just, it feels like common knowledge, right? Like it was just
right.
out there on Twitter or whatever, TikTok, whatever social media medium that you happen to be using, and that just seems like commonplace, and people are just accepting it for what it is. And yeah, this one almost specifically, that match, right, is the first time that it just really drastically affected a match to the point where people just shit all over that thing.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. You're building this up throughout January all the way because you have Brock Lesnar as champion, loses to Eddie Guerrero. You put Stone Cold in there. You're not going to put Stone Cold in there if you think the crowd knows the other two are out the door, because they're just going to boo the shit
Mhm.
out of them. So they
Right.
obviously thought that everybody was going to be on Goldberg's side, and evidently not.
The good out of this WrestleMania 20 though, John Cena defeating the Big Show. I'll always remember, obviously, John Cena going out celebrating in the crowd, winning that first championship, that US title. So absolutely love that memory. We see that thing replayed over and over and over again. John, holding on to the US title there. The Fatal 4-Way match for the Raw Tag Team Championship. I mean, Rob Van Dam, Booker T, defeating Mark Jindrak. Ooh, there's a name we haven't heard in a minute. Garrison Cade, haven't heard that name in a minute either. La Resistance and the Dudley Boys. Oh, baby, the Dudley Boys in WrestleMania. That's, man, when the Dudley Boys at this particular point of their career, I mean, oh, man, as over as anything else on the card, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And do you think did you hear the call out between the Hardys and the Dudley Boys right now in
Oh God,
TNA.
please
If
don't.
they want it, I think it's happening. I don't know if it's gonna happen. It's definitely not gonna
Nah,
happen on
nah, I don't think
WWE
so. And
programming.
and I don't mean any sort of disrespect, but I don't think Devon can hold up to a match at this point. I think he's had some things kind of happen.
Yeah,
If it were physically possible, sure, run it back one more time. But I just don't know that Devon can really hit more than maybe a couple spots. But hey, maybe that's all it takes, you know.
dude, and you
Um,
have RVD and Booker T as a tag team champs.
oh my God, yeah,
I
that's
don't
wild.
remember that at all.
That is a wild, wild memory, and that is a wild, wild pairing as well. I saw that and was like, wait a minute, is that a typo? Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah, man, that is
crazy.
a crazy pairing right there. You had a cruiserweight open for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Ooh, Chavo defeating Billy Kidman, Funaki, Jamie Noble, Rey Mysterio, Ultimo Dragon, Tajiri. A lot of classics, a lot of classic cruiserweights. Do you think the WWE should bring back like a cruiserweight division like that? I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't want another belt. But, like, those were
Yeah,
some electric matches, man. The cruiserweights, those guys flying around like that, kinda
yeah, it's
like it.
tough. It's tough because they have like all these shows now.
Yeah,
Is the
yeah, that's
speed?
fair.
Is that like kind
Speed,
of?
yeah, over on X.
Yeah, I don't know. I hated when they called it the light heavyweight title for some reason.
Mhm.
Cruiserweight sounds just so much better than
Oh,
just.
agreed.
Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, I mean, I'm open to it, but I mean, we're getting pretty much a cruiserweight match every match you watch on Raw now. The speed they're going, like
Yeah,
it's
that's fair.
nonstop.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair, that's fair.
it's just a different time. Like just that cruiserweight match, all those studs. That's like 16 guys right there that are all on top.
And to think on the lower portion of this card, we got Christian and Chris Jericho. I
Yeah,
mean, 2 absolute legends at the top of their game in a match that on a number of other pay-per-views, a number of other PLEs, a number of maybe even WrestleManias could have been arguably a main event, and it's nowhere close on this card
no,
because you got the Undertaker and Kane. You've got this triple threat match for the world heavyweight title. I mean, damn, dude, when that's your
they're
undercard, that's absolutely insane.
stacked. Like even the fluff is stacked. Like
Yeah,
I've never seen this. Like you get the Rock in like a mid card match.
yeah,
That's
that's
how
wild.
crazy Rock and Sock, dude. This Attitude Era versus Evolution, the future, crazy.
That that picture is tripping me out right now with The Rock in just a plain white T-shirt to
Yeah,
the contrast of Mick Foley. But which by the way, while we're on the topic of Mick, best wishes to Mick, man. I don't know if you
man.
saw over the last couple of days the car accident that he was in. Foley might actually be God because I don't know how he got out of that car. Speedy recovery, man, to Mick
If
Foley.
anybody was
Holy
gonna
shit.
get in an accident
Yeah,
and survive,
literally
it
his
would be.
open literally his opening Titantron is a car rolling, like the sound of a car crash, man. But God,
Oh, it's Mick
yeah,
Foley. He's fine. We're good.
but yeah, but he's been
Oh,
a multi-time hardcore champion. He's completely fine. Didn't even phase him, you know. But
dude,
let's
it's
talk about this main event for a second. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Chris Benoit. Obviously put aside everything that all the Chris Benoit things, right? That aren't related to wrestling. Speaking strictly from a wrestling perspective, you have 3 WWE superstars, 2 of which are most certainly in the Hall of Fame. Benoit would be in the Hall of Fame if not for the outside wrestling stuff, right? I don't
right.
think anybody's really arguing that. But just the absolute caliber of this main event. On our last show, Maddie, we talked about this main event that's a triple threat that is not for a title between Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. I man, if that match of Rollins, Punk, and Reigns can mirror or hold up or level up to what I think is maybe one of the greatest triple threat championship matches of all time, then we're in good hands. But is that kind of the tier of where you would put this match as well?
Dude, it's one of the best matches ever,
Yeah.
ever. Like even I don't, and that's not what you say about triple threat matches. There's maybe a handful of them we can ever remember.
Agreed.
And this one, I mean, remember Triple H with the white boots, like just
Yeah,
a different
yeah, that's weird.
vibe. And then
Yeah,
we saw over the culmination of over a year from when Shawn Michaels returned, Triple H turned on him. Then we saw that magical rivalry / feud that we got for a year. And then to have Chris Benoit, who's probably the most intense wrestler I can ever imagine.
yeah,
There's nobody who's ever been close to as intense as Chris Benoit. And it worked. But you sympathize with the guy because
hmm
he's always been overlooked. It's kind of like the Eddie Guerrero effect, but it was due. Like this was a perfect time. And you look at this card with all these other guys, and for Chris Benoit to get his moment, it's crazy.
yeah. And I mean, we obviously talked about a couple of episodes ago some of our favorite WrestleMania matches, and I put Eddie and Kurt in this same pay per view as maybe the perfect WrestleMania match. And then we haven't even really mentioned that yet. And again, it's one of those matches that on any other pay per view, any other PLE, it's the main event. You just so happen to get one of the best damn triple threats that's ever been. Now, I'll always remember too, and you probably see it every single WrestleMania leading up to, right? Well, not anymore, I guess. I should probably retract that, but it's a lasting image for me. All the confetti coming down with Benoit and the congratulations there with Eddie. I mean, that's a moment that it's so far and few between. It almost seems like every 10 years. I know you just said it with Mania kind of being in the New York area or whatnot every 10 years. But you got the Daniel Bryan moment right at WrestleMania 30. You got the Cody Rhodes moment at WrestleMania 40. It's really one of the most special moments to me in all of WrestleMania history.
Dude, everybody was crying. I mean, you see Eddie come in there, give him that hug, and Benoit's bawling
A
like a
hug you can
baby.
trust. This one you could trust.
Oh God. Yeah, this dude just storytelling was so different back then. Like
Yeah.
that triple threat match, they don't slow down enough anymore. I don't know if that's our attention
Mm.
spans or just bell to bell philosophies changed, but golly, Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle telling his story. And then Triple H, I remember he rolls out of the cross face and he's
Mhm.
reaching for the ropes, and Chris Benoit rolls him back into the middle of the road. I mean, rings bleeding everywhere, and just dude, magic.
I think that's what I wanna see out of this, out of this triple threat that we got coming up at WrestleMania 41. I wanna see more, more drama, a slower pace, a more methodical pace, and I think if I was gonna trust it with 3 guys in the WWE today, you're probably picking the right 3 guys.
Right.
I would say between Punk, Rollins, and Reigns. So I have some faith in there that is in fact going to be a pretty good WrestleMania Night 1 main event. Now, Maddie and I are recording this a little bit ahead of time because I'm on vacation, not listening to this thing at all. So something could have transpired to make me change those feelings. But we'll see. But right now, I feel like if they do take that sort of route, these are 3 guys that are very capable of storytelling, and maybe we do get that more methodical pace, and maybe they'll even take elements right of WrestleMania 20. We've seen CM Punk here recently. People are incredible, man, with some callbacks and finding things through social media and posting them. But CM Punk having deep callbacks back in his WrestleMania career and all these different sequences and these sorts of matches and stuff. So man, if I was trying to get over in the WrestleMania main event and put on the best thing possible, this is the match I'd be studying.
Absolutely. Especially for a triple threat. They've already got the story told between the three. Like now
Yeah,
it's just you gotta do it in the ring, which with three, soon to be WWE legends, it should steal the show at WrestleMania 41.
let's jump over to WrestleMania.